So had this blood protein, you mentioned a little bit in the horse world. So this blood protein have used in maybe supplements in other like animals or like even humans? Are there any stories about that?
Yeah, so the origin story around the science, so we're the first ones to bring it to the dog world, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the science has been around for decades. Back in the early 80s is when it originated. And it's a kind of a cool story. So I'm in Iowa, and Iowa State is where the science is from. And back in the early 80s, they were having a terrible mortality rate when it came to weaning piglets. And so they tried nutrition, they tried environmental changes, they tried a lot of different things. And one of the smart scientists there said, hey, let's try adding this blood protein blend to the food and see what happens. Well, the mortality rate went from something like 20% to less than 1. And what they found out is the stress of that situation was causing so much inflammation that it was creating this mortality issue. And so once you took away the excessive inflammation from that situation, the mortality rate was, decreased substantially. And so what they did, so that was, I mean, we're Iowa State, we're farmers, not that we're not, hip too, but, back, we're known for growing things and science behind growing things. And so they took that science and put it through all the like livestock species and, the feed animals, and then found its way into performance race horses. And then we just took it from there into the canine world. Really has been through multiple species and tons of clinical studies around that. We just took that and said, okay, well, let's put it in animals we love.
That's so cool. You mentioned the stress and anxiety caused mortality rate and so high. I work with dogs extremely shy and fearful and reactive, sometimes even aggressive. And this is the product I recommend to all my clients, like give it a try, because that's the anxiety actually causing a lot of the issues. The dog not able to focus on training, not able to relax because there's just so much stress. This is so awesome. The more you say this, I'm like, oh, the more I'm in love with the product.
Yeah, here's what's interesting. And I didn't know this, but I had a trainer, I can't remember who the trainer was, but a very well-known trainer. He said, you can't properly train a dog who has excessive inflammation in them because they're not open to learning as well as they would because they're in pain or, it's no different than us. Like you tell me to do something and I have a stomach ache, it's not as good as if I'm feeling good. So the training, by getting rid of that inflammation, the training and having them feeling good, it's a big deal to the success of the outcome.
That's so awesome. So